You don't gotta.
Hey, HOBI's recording. And in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 346. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm the intern.
There we go. Brian, you might be promoted because you've been here consistently more than, the regular host, Jim and Blake. So you might be promoted soon.
All right.
With Jim, that promotion, does someone get demoted and we get a new intern?
That means that Jim becomes the intern.
Okay.
So that's what I'm guessing.
So does that mean he can't take his golfing trips all the time, man?
Correct.
As an intern?
For as much golf Jim does, he should be on the pro circuit right now. I mean, my God. Tiger Woods doesn't even golf this much.
Yes, he does.
Does he, though? Does he?
I mean, with as much golf as Jim has been playing, he should be president.
Oh, down the hall.
Oh, come on. That was so obvious.
Down the hall. Down the hall. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Episode 346. It's August, I think. I don't even know anymore.
It is. It is August.
It's bad when my kids keep asking what day it is. They have no idea.
It's August 11th. Happy birthday, Mike.
Oh, happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah. Real quick, some sad news. Breath of silence. Kamala, the wrestler, has passed away.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about Kamala Harris.
No. Kamala, the wrestler. He passed away. He's been battling kidney disease for a while, and he got COVID and passed away a couple of days ago.
Oh, that was
so 70 years old. 70 years old. So, he didn't have much he didn't have many championships, but he still made a name for himself on the circuit for a long, long time as Kamala.
I knew who he was, so he at least, made that much of a name for himself.
Yeah. So, poor Kamala, though. He passed away, so breath of silence for him. I don't think anyone else famous died this week, so that's positive, I guess. Anyone else die that we know of?
I don't think I've heard of one, or I forgot him if I did.
I did. How are you guys doing, though? Anything exciting going on?
Well, this hockey game. I'm watching it over here. It's the Blue Jackets Lightning in the first round of the playoffs now. First game in quadruple overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Korpisalo set a new record for number of saves in a postseason game.
So, since it's a little bit different in this hockey, because they were playing for seedings in that last round, and my Maple Leafs sucked.
Lost to the Blue Jackets, yes.
In every round of in every overtime, they keep losing a player, right? So in the fourth overtime, it's just goalie versus goalie, right?
No.
They just keep hitting it back and forth?
No, they don't lose people in playoff overtime.
Oh. Well, that would make it kind of more fun. Just have goalies go against each other. Come on.
In regular season, it does go down to
2-on-2? 3-on-3. Yes.
In overtime, and then shoot out if they're still tied after like a 5-minute overtime, I think it is.
Is it 3-on-3 or 4-on-4?
3-on-3.
3-on-3. Okay. So battle of the goalies right now. You're room for Tampa.
Right? It's not correct.
Oh.
I don't dislike Tampa, but I'm not going to be rooting for them.
My future ex-wife, Alexa Bliss,
is on the Lightning.
Root for any Florida hockey. What's up?
Said Alexa Bliss is on the Lightning?
No, Alexa Bliss, my future wife, is actually a Columbus Blue Jackets fan because she's from Columbus. So I guess I will root for Columbus tonight, just because of Alexa. So we were talking earlier today, and I figured I'd jump on that bandwagon. So why are you shaking your head, Brian? Why are you shaking your head?
No, that's totally believable, Jason.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Brian, anything new with you?
No, relatively quiet week.
Okay.
Just finished up Umbrella Academy.
Interesting, huh?
What's that?
Interesting end, huh?
Yeah, it was Quite a twist.
I'm 15 episodes behind. So my goal is after the podcast tonight, I'm going to start watching it again, the end of first season. So that's my goal.
I believe that.
There's not much else out there that I need to catch up on.
Only all those Marvel shows on Netflix.
I've given up. No, fuck that. I've given up.
You're actually admitting that you've given up on them.
Except Jessica Jones. I'm going to finish that one. I'm going to finish that one.
It was the best of the Marvel.
It was shows. Good. Those 5 episodes I saw were awesome. They were awesome.
The Punisher, by far the best.
No, I didn't watch that.
Was it that good?
It was awesome.
I watched the first 2 episodes and it didn't hook me.
I'm not a huge Punisher comic book fan, but I do like him in the movies. I like him in the movies.
I never liked the Punisher as a character, so that's probably why I can't get into the show. I like my heroes to be heroes, not cold-blooded murderers.
Do you think you would have liked him more if Rob Liefeld drew him and gave him more pockets?
If he had more pockets, he would have been a better character. Okay. It was all about pockets.
Okay, just checking. I'm trying. I'll get you something here, Jeff, in a second about comic books that I posted on our History of Bad Ideas Facebook page. Brian, did you watch any movies this week?
No, we didn't. We didn't watch any movies this week. Actually, we just finished up Umbrella Academy. We started on Yellowstone.
I've heard nothing but good things.
We watched the first season, and then when we switched over to YouTube, we lost Paramount. So YouTube just added Paramount finally. So we're catching up. Started on that, and then I did start Money Heist on Netflix.
Is that the movie with Edge?
No. This is a show.
Is this the Spanish show?
Yeah, the Spanish show, yeah.
I think I did watch the first episode. It looked good, and I don't know why I never got back into it. But
I think I've watched the first 6 or 7 episodes. It was very well done. I'm really intrigued by it.
I apologize. That was Money Plane with Edge.
Yeah, Money Plane. Yes.
Same difference, though. I mean, really, is there...
What's with all this motherfucking money on this motherfucking plane? Different movie.
I think Christopher Walken's in that too with Edge. Yeah. I think he is.
Jason, I was just about to compliment you about you did something right because now your microphone with your background isn't all screwing up, and then you move around and screw it all up anyway.
Let me get this for you here. You ready, Jeff?
Oh, no. I'm not going to be ready for whatever.
There, look at that. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
Back to our studio. You happy?
I mean, the Bob Studio is the best backdrop you can get.
It is nice. It is a nice background. I just got
this clock that doesn't even work because I haven't put a battery in it since I moved in.
I've got the Foo Fighters right here.
Oh, there you go.
It's really difficult putting that battery in.
When you have to take down the clock to put the battery in, yes.
Batteries equal manual labor there. It's a tough one, Jeff. I'm sorry.
It's the rehanging. Once you take it down, they never go back up the same way.
Wow.
Titles for the show?
No, we're not doing anything with hangings.
No.
Oh,
wow.
Anyways, we didn't watch much TV or movies this week. I did watch. God, the one TV show I'm hooked on is from HGTV. It's Build Me Up. It's with Orlando, and
you build me up.
And I will say he's every time he says Orlando, I keep saying Orlando. Stop it! You're not special.
Orlando.
It was very interesting. Like he remodels like parts of he remodels rooms in a house and that, but it's usually from people having like the one lady that we saw that got me hooked was she was 39 years old. Her husband was battling brain cancer for 8 years and died, and then she has 2 girls, young girls, And so he goes in, and she's like, it's been a year since he passed away, and she was asking, like she needs to move on. She wants to stay in the house because that's their house, but like she doesn't want it to look sad.
So,
yeah. So that one hooked me. That one was really good. And then the interesting part was they get through half of the remodel, and then COVID hit. So they're filming it while COVID hit. And so they're taking precautions and everything. It was very interesting because they still finished the episode. But like he does it with people that get divorced, if they lost someone. So it's better than I thought it was going to be.
How about I just need a new bathroom? Please come over.
Can you just do it? There was a lady that lived in California, and I'm sorry, Jeff. Did someone win?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fifth
overtime yet?
No, there are 10 minutes left to go in fourth.
Oh, okay. There is one lady that you walked into her living room, very first room, and it was a preschool. And like she did a daycare, out of her house, and literally the whole living room, and the only bathroom she had was all for the preschoolers. And I'm like, oh my God. So they gave it, I was like, kill me now. I'm like,
preschoolers, they're probably crapping their pants anyway.
It was like 2 and up, I think she said. And I'm like, oh my God, kill me. Like, there was like no room. Like, they had the bedroom, the kitchen, which still worked into the living room. And then you had like one little small den area. And she had 4 kids. Like, she herself had 4 kids and was newly divorced. I'm like, of course that husband want to get the fuck out of there. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine.
Well, intentionally inviting other kids into your house makes no sense to me. It's bad enough you have to have your 4 in there.
So, build me up. It's not bad. It's a fun HGTV show. Nothing bad about it. It's lighthearted. Jeff, did you have you bought any new tabletop games lately?
I did actually order a couple of things from Miniature Market. I usually wait till I have about $100 worth of stuff, and then I get free shipping. So, what did I get? I got the Scooby-Doo Betrayal thing. I can't remember the exact title for that.
I was going to get that. The Scooby-Doo Betrayal at the House Mansion or something like that. Yeah.
Haunted Mansion, whatever they call it. But the Betrayal at House on the Hill Scooby-Doo version. I got that. I got Party Game Just One. Okay. Where you try to get people to guess a word, and everybody can give just one clue, a one-word clue. But if 2 people give the same clue, that clue gets eliminated. Oh. So it looks like a fun game, and maybe even something that can be played remotely if possible. What else did I get? And I got some other small little. Now I can't remember what they're called, and I can't see them from where I'm sitting. Okay. So that. So yeah, I saw you got Small World.
Yes. So basically,
can't believe you like this.
It's a fantasy game that Brian and I have beaten. But you use like we got done with Dungeons and Dragons early one night this week, and we're like, fuck it, let's just play this.
Let's check this one out, man.
Yeah. So you get little factions, or they're called races. You get trolls, you get all these different factions, and basically the world races. No, not racist.
Oh, okay.
You damn trolls, get off my land. But basically, you're trying to. The world is too small, so you're trying to like build, take over as many of these regions as possible, and you can attack other races in it. But then eventually, you're going to run out of tiles to keep moving your people onto this population. So you have to flip them over, and so your civilization is in decline, and then you get a new race.
Then you get a new one.
And
you randomly randomly match up the race and like a descriptor or something. Like you'll have
superpower, special power,
and the race. So that changes every time you play, which ones are available and whatnot.
And it was pretty easy to learn. It's not difficult. I did a quick YouTube video just to make sure I was reading it right. And it was pretty simple to play. My oldest kid really loved it. My wife liked it. I actually got the expansion pack today. The Sky one. It came in the mail today.
Really? You already went to the expansion. Wow, I've never played.
Literally, the first game we played that night, I was in bed and I was like, I really enjoyed that game. So I went on Amazon and got the expansion pack. And I checked like 2 days later. I'm like, that should have been here by now. I looked in my Amazon cart. Yep, completely fell asleep before I ordered it.
So it's still sitting in the cart.
So I ordered it and it came today. But I really enjoyed it. The expansion pack is you go to the sky, and you can drop zeppelins on people. So that
Lead zeppelins.
It kind of reminded me of Bunny Kingdom. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Bunny Kingdom, which is one of our favorites in the house. So, but yeah, that was my purchase. And then we got my youngest. He's hooked on Spotted. And so he got the Frozen Spotted because that was the only one they had at the local game shop.
Oh.
So, and he beats me in it.
Well, of course. That's a game for kids.
You flip cards over and they have like 8 different figures or characters on it, and you're trying to find the match. And it's fun, and it's a quick game, but it is. I can't find it. I can't do it.
Yeah, that game actually works out great for like what, I don't know, kids just seem to be better at quickly finding things than adults do. Because we're old, set in our ways.
Brian picked up a new game of Monopoly, so good job, Brian. That's your tabletop. Yeah.
Was it a specialized version or just the standard Monopoly?
It was the Dungeons and Dragons version.
Oh, I heard you beat that too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, every corner of the board has a dungeon. It's like, go to dungeon. It's like, okay, wow, thanks. That's exciting. Burn a tree. Burn an ant. Okay. So, Brian and I did get together this weekend, and we did play D&D. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Nothing else? Anything else going on?
Something I didn't realize last week when we recorded. I was on a podcast, a game show podcast called Things That Are Blank, and my episode dropped last Tuesday.
You didn't know you were on it?
I knew I was on it, but I didn't realize it dropped last. Well, when I checked Tuesday morning, it hadn't dropped yet. So then I didn't check later, and then when I checked today, the second I was on the episode that dropped the 4th, and then the new one dropped today, the 11th.
Gotcha.
So Things That Are Blank, it's kind of fun. You try to get your partner to guess words that all fit into a common. So
like $25,000 pyramid.
Kind of like pyramid, yeah.
Okay. Was Matt LeBlanc on it, aka Joey?
He was not. This is part of the Trivial Warfare family of shows or whatnot. So their special guests are the people from the Trivial Warfare and whatnot. So,
Jeff, you and I have been making the podcast circuits lately. I mean, I did EILFM and Nerd.
Yeah, I'm still mad at Sean. I'm better than Jason as a guest.
So he did explain on the podcast why he picked me over you, because I do the work of the show.
Well, yeah.
And I just don't get the love that I deserve, is what he said. So
you do the work, but you don't deserve the love.
I appreciate the kissing up when I came on the show. I appreciated that. And then they kicked me out after right before listener feedback. So I don't know. So they kicked me off after 2 hours.
They didn't want to hear your listener feedback.
No, I had a lot. Dr. Number 1 sent in a lot for Pittsburgh Nerd, and they just skipped it. So let's see here. Brian, anything else before we get to the poll of the week?
Did we? I don't think we did, but did we talk about The Rock buying the XFL?
We did.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Something that I just kind of came across today, since the Big Ten and Pac-12 announced that they were canceling football. Somebody said that it would be cool for The Rock to put together like 6 or 8 teams and put them in a bubble for all of the like juniors and seniors that are going to go pro, or that could potentially go pro, so that they could they could basically still have a season, and so the NFL would still have something for them to
draft,
and instead of them just not doing anything for the fall and winter. So I thought that would be pretty.
That's a good idea. Do you think you could get it together that quick, though? That's the problem. You got a coaching staff. You got a...
Yeah, I mean...
Unless you use the same coaching staff that was in the XFL that just canceled.
Aren't some of them suing the XFL?
The old XFL. The Vince McMahon XFL.
Well, yeah.
He fucked them over.
But what The Rock is buying is the stake in the XFL, so
he does not
whatever lawsuits they have, he has to take care of.
He does. I don't think in this a settlement that he does. I don't think they do. So that's the good thing.
Oh,
I think it was just he didn't buy like all the debt and
correct.
Everything.
Oh,
he just bought the name and then I guess the franchises.
Yes.
Oh.
And that was pretty much kind of it. So then he's gonna build around just the name and the teams, I think.
He could make it work. I'm being serious. Like, I really enjoyed the XFL. My son really enjoyed the XFL. They did a lot of good things. And I think you can make it work. I think you need to go outside the main hubs of the football world. I think St. Louis was fine. I think San Antonio had a team, I think it was, or something like that. Or no, it was Dallas and Houston. That was.
Yeah,
it was Dallas.
Yeah, St. Louis, I think, was the only one that didn't have an NFL.
San Diego.
San Diego didn't have an XFL team.
Didn't they?
Well, Los Angeles did.
Maybe
there were only 8 teams, but I think, they all, except for St. Louis, had NHL teams in those cities.
I think if you went outside that, I think you could do well with it.
I mean, you hit Portland or
Nebraska even. Hell, Nebraska would eat it up.
Yeah, Omaha
would be Nebraska, Iowa, somewhere, in that general region.
Tulsa.
I think he could. I think he will make it work. I really do. He only paid $15 million for it. That's one Jungle Cruise movie. I mean, in all honesty.
God, when you put it that way, that he gets more than $15 million a movie.
Everything he does makes money. It doesn't matter what it is. So,
and he's smart enough to figure out how to turn that into a profit. It was only It's only $5 million because him, his ex-wife, who's a genius financial person, and a media company. They all three went into it and bought it. And the media company has ties to the NFL. And so the one theory out there is that he's playing the long game and just selling. He's going to make this into a NFL hub or minor leagues, basically. Which
nice.
So it's like he's really trying to make ballers come to real life.
Yes.
That's pretty much the headline I think I saw when I saw that he bought it. Real life ballers.
What makes me happy is that Vince McMahon lost $85 million of his own personal stock on this. That made me happy. He took $100 million out of stock, $100 million worth out of his WWE stock, and I don't even know if he made. I mean, it could have been more because he sold it for $15 million basically. So I'm like, I feel pretty good about that. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm all for it. I have no issue with it. That's a good idea though with the college players because they're trying to push it to the spring, but
but I mean the draft's in April, so how do you work around that? And you can't have them still playing, and then what happens to the fall season?
Yeah,
I mean I don't know.
Because you also have scouting, you also have recruiting. I mean, the NFL is easy. They could move their draft back a month and it won't matter. I mean, in all honesty, they could move it back to May and have no issues. But you're right. College is going to be an issue just because of the recruiting, trying to get people. I don't know. Well, Joe Burrows, the number 1 pick, Bengals quarterback, said that if they didn't have a season, he may not even be playing in the NFL right now because he was the top pick. And he's like, I wasn't even really on a lot of people's radars until this year. So
that's true.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. So, COVID sucks. Fuck you.
Yeah. One thing I did forget about that I started was on Quibi. I started Kiefer Sutherland's new series.
I'm sorry, what
24 Take 2?
It's called The Fugitive. It's awesome.
Is it based off of The Fugitive with Dr. Kimball and the old TV show and Harrison Ford movie type stuff, or is it different?
It's different than that.
Because
he's like an FBI agent, and there's a bombing, and they're investigating the bombing, and it's actually really, really good. It's like they're like 8 minutes long. Each episode's like 8 minutes long. There's 14 of them, so I really enjoy it.
Jeff, they're going to redo Kiefer Sutherland's 24 on Quibi. It's going to be 80,000 episodes.
No, it's just going to be 24 minutes long.
Nope. Well,
24 episodes, each a minute long, and we show everything he does during that minute.
It was
I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, there's some really good stuff on Quibi.
If there was a way of watching it other than on my handheld phone, then I might want to, but
there's another way of watching it besides its main reason to watch it.
I don't want to have my entertainment like this. I mean, no. I like to sit back, watch the hockey from across the room. It's much nicer.
Quibi, I know you're supposed to.
You can watch with other people.
Quibi, I know you're supposed to be for cell phones, but could you put it on my TV? I don't want to. Well, couldn't you throw it from your phone to your TV? Could you do it that way?
If you knew what you were doing, you probably could.
Okay, sorry. I'm not mocking the idea of Quibi. I just think it's hilarious, because I'm sure that, there are some things on there that look decent. But I think it's funny that they put so much effort into it. It's like, there's like 30,000 people that watch. Damn it. So,
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, give it a shot.
Though it probably couldn't cost much to do the production on the shows because they're not long shows. I mean, at the end of the day,
like I said, it's the one. So the one that I'm watching now is 14 episodes, and they're like 8.5 minutes long.
Okay, so it's like a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a season is probably the length of a movie, just divided into so many.
Yeah. Do they release all the episodes at one time?
Well, on some of them they did at the beginning, but now they're starting to get where, so of The Fugitive, the first 7 were available when I started watching it, and I don't know, I didn't watch it like when it first got released, so I don't know if they released like the first half, and then now you gotta wait, like they don't come out every day or every week or what. I think they're weekly now.
Is there a lot of selection on it on Quibi?
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
Really? Okay.
I mean, they've got like 5 or 6 of their shows were nominated for Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's comedy, it's like action. There's a ton of documentary stuff. There's for kids. There's like ESPN does a bunch of stuff.
Porn.
There is no porn.
Yeah, I mean, this is all you need.
Yeah, I mean,
there's like.
Isn't that what your phone is for? If I'm going to watch it on my phone, it's going to be porn. I mean, come on, let's be serious.
So, for $5 a month, it's definitely worth having. Just because I do watch a fair amount of things on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's
matter of fact, I don't even like watching trailers on my phone. If someone shares trailers, I wait till I get home to at least watch it on my computer screen.
I'll be honest.
I will remove myself from your lawn, Jeff.
I will say that it doesn't matter, Jeff. I don't think you're going to be finding many trailers online anyway soon. I don't think theaters are opening anytime soon.
What are you talking about? 28th.
New Mutants?
Yeah.
I just got an email today from Cinemark that you can rent out the entire theater.
Yeah, for $99.
For $99.
Really?
You get like 10 or 15 different movies that you can choose from.
They're all older releases.
Nothing. Yeah, hang on. Let's see here.
Dude, where's my car? Gone with the Wind.
So you can choose from Harry Potter, Black Panther, Jurassic Park, Empire Strikes Back, Jumanji, Back to the Future, The Goonies, Greatest Showman, Despicable Me, The Matrix, Beauty and the Beast, Ghostbusters.
That's the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Terrible.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Gremlins, Grease, and Mean Girls.
So 10 of those would be fun.
There's about 5 of them I might watch.
I mean, I like 10 of those movies, but
honestly,
maybe 5. You're right, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if someone said, hey, $5, I'm getting a group of people to come. Do you want to just go to the theater as my group of 20? They're probably the majority of those movies, I'd say, $5 to just go out and,
Hey, Jeff, I rent out theater for $99. You don't have to be charged anything. It's Beauty and the Beast. Talk about Sophie's choice there.
It's nothing like Sophie's choice.
Right now, it's just the Florence and Beaver Creek locations that are doing it.
Oh, crap. That sucks.
I was just I just drove past Beaver Creek, Ohio this past weekend. Family went hiking up in Yellow Springs. So,
did you catch any of Chappelle's comedy while you were up there?
No, but I was looking for his house. And I can tell why Dave Chappelle lives up there. It's nice. And I'm not Yellow Springs is kind of a hippie town, very hippie-ish town.
They had a hippie college there till that went belly up about 5-6 years ago.
They have you can be topless in downtown Yellow Springs.
I can be topless wherever the hell I want.
Women.
Oh, yeah, they are second-class citizens. Apparently, they have different laws they have to follow.
It is a very hippie town. It was nice though. I mean, we went hiking. We took the kids and we hiked. We did 5 miles on Sunday. And even my 4-year-old did it. So we're building Yellowstone. Come on, let's go.
I will say Yellow Springs is the hometown of Nick Albright.
Oh,
so that's the type of person.
Albright.
That's the type of person that comes out of Yellow Springs.
I was wondering why somebody was on the bottom of my car. We were going through a cactus patch, and I said, "Hey, let's go through the cactus patch." And 5 of us said yes, and 1 said no. So, Simpsons. But no, it was
they're now going to head into quintuple overtime because the 4th overtime is over with.
Jeez, oh Pete. Can't they each get a victory?
Yeah, I was going to say, can't they just knock off 2 games of the series?
Well, they've already played 2 1/3 games, so...
Yeah,
I'm telling you, at this point,
whoever wins the series.
And the sad part is, there's supposed to be another game on this in this rink this evening.
Yeah.
How?
Well, because they're all playing in the same area.
No, I get that, but
well, they're not. I don't know how. Well, they might, if they are West Coast teams, maybe starting a 10 o'clock game. Although they can't even get the locker rooms.
Yeah, they said it takes about an hour.
They got to worry about fans coming in and out. So
yeah, that's true.
Just turning down the locker rooms.
Late breaking news: the second game, Jeff, just came across my wire here. It's 1 period. That's it. Okay. Just 1 period game.
Maybe they've got a practice ice attached that they can just play there since there's no fans anyway.
Thanks, Columbus and Tampa. You ruined it for everyone else.
Thanks, Obama.
Damn you.
Thanks, Corona.
Let's see here. We had a poll of the week. We're in the semifinals, for the HOBI's 1980s favorite toy line tournament.
Now, is this as far as we go? Is this where we quit?
No. We got the finals next week, damn it.
Oh, we're going to do those?
Yeah,
we haven't done the finals in any poll yet.
I'm interested in this one. Let's see. So, 16 teams started. We were down to number 1 seed on the East Coast side, the Transformers. They went against Mask, the 7th seed, who took out number 2 My Little Pony and number 3 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe toys in a big upset. And Brad from Cinema Guys will be happy. Number 7
when he
Mask
stuffs the ballot box. I mean, yeah.
Number 7 Mask beat Transformers 56% to 44%. I mean, it butchered it. So Mask is going on to the finals. I did not expect that. And in the second, the other West Coast League, G.I. Joe, number 1 seed, went against the number 3 Ghostbusters toys, and that was a shellacking. G.I. Joe won 77% to 23%. So in the finals, starting tomorrow, and it will go for 5 days. Or 6 days.
5 days. Ooh.
6 days.
6 days. Ooh.
Whoa.
G.I. Joe, the number 1 seed versus the number 7 seed Mask. And so help me God, Brad, you stuff this ballot, we're going to have some issues.
He's going to stuff it. He's going to reach out to all his friends and say, vote for Mask. He's going to find the Mask fans, all 78 of them that are together in one little online group, and have them all vote for Mask.
They're all on Tumblr, I think. I think they're on Tumblr. Eric Stoltz, I think, is going to retweet it, so be careful with that. Share will. A Mask.
That was terrible. Boo.
Thank you.
Boo, Jason. Boo. Boo this man.
Movie. Boo this man.
It actually wasn't that bad of a movie. I mean, Sam Elliott was in it, and Sam Elliott doesn't do bad things.
The Ranch
was awesome.
Said no one ever.
I think Brian just said it.
I just said it.
Sorry,
while we were speaking.
My bad. We had some listener feedback. Oh, you can find us at the History of Bad Ideas on Facebook page. Give us a like. We have a lot of good trailers when the movies do come out, and pop culture news and everything else. So give us a like there. And we're on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast. Always a fun time. And September 17th through the 19th, I think, next year. Is that it?
2021?
Yep. We will be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo at Duke Energy Convention Center. So tickets will go on sale when Corona's gone. So get excited for that. And
hey, good news is Putin and the Russians have a vaccine.
Sure. I believe it.
Sure they do.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And the Spanish flu ended World War II.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it was a preemptive ending, like 20 years before the war started. But
I'll be honest. Here we go. We'll play COVID or question mark. Remember how we play this game? So COVID or a Russian vaccine that's not tested. Which one?
Well, if the option is COVID goes away to have a vaccine, an untested vaccine, I mean, COVID's gone, so I guess the vaccine now works.
Damn it, Jeff. Damn it. Spoiled again. I guess that worked. Well, I guess COVID's gone now. Never mind. Fuck you, Jeff. Never mind. Brian, since you're not Blake this week, would you like to do some listener feedback?
I could definitely do that.
Hey.
All right. Do I get some listener feedback music?
Chef?
Or do you want me to just ruffle my papers?
We never actually did listener feedback.
Just thought
Tell
we
us who
tried
the
something
sponsor
new.
is and
listener feedback sponsored by Blake not being here.
Woo!
Thanks. All right. From this guy named Doug. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him or not.
Number one fan?
7.
Did you say meat hands?
Said ape hands?
Yeah,
I kind of like. I like meat hands. I like meat hands.
You would like hands.
Thank you.
Doug would like to know: do you put your peanut butter in the refrigerator?
I would like to, but my wife says no. It tastes better in the fridge. Tastes better in the fridge. I would really love to have peanut butter in the fridge, but
I have no clue why. It makes it harder to spread. It cold peanut butter doesn't taste as good as warm temperature peanut butter.
The only kind of peanut butter that I like is a frozen Reese cup.
That's the only type of peanut butter you like? Oh no, peanut butter goes good with everything.
I mean, the only type of cold peanut butter.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
My parents still to this day, every time I go over there, has the peanut butter cups in the fridge because all the kids have said you got to put it in the fridge. So for 20 years they put them in the fridge, and every time it's like, oh yeah. So I agree with you that. Little Debbie's fudge rounds are good in the fridge too. Just to let you know.
Sure.
They are.
I will say, I suppose if you do that organic peanut butter stuff, that does separate at room temperature.
You have to do it upside down. You have to flip it upside down, and that helps. So.
But I don't bother with that organic shit. Give me all the preservatives and whatnot, and let it
gluten.
Fill it with gluten.
You are a gluten, Jeff.
Am I? Sweet.
Yeah. You're full of preservatives. That's why you're so sweet.
Well, that isn't how that works. Preservatives don't make things sweet.
Is the fifth period start yet?
No, they take 20 minutes between periods. So
this is as exciting as the presidential election night.
This is more exciting.
That's true.
Because that's not going to be over for like 6 months. Anyway, moving on. From Pittsburgh Nerd.
Ooh.
We're going back-to-back peanut butter questions here. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. What is your preference on jelly flavor? Also, creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
For me, the jelly, I like to do something different than the last time I had it. So, like, if I had grape one time, then I would rather the next time I have it have like raspberry or what the hell is that? But I'll jump around between flavors of strawberry. I don't like orange marmalade, so I won't do that. But
I do different flavors on my toast. Like if I do toast and butter, then I put jelly, I can put blackberry, boysenberry, and all that stuff, jelly. But if I do peanut butter, it's got to be grape jelly. That's it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll mix them all up.
Nah.
I prefer strawberry or peach.
Oh, God.
Well,
what's wrong with you people?
Well, I don't like peach, but maybe that's because I don't like peaches. But other than that.
I'll preface it and say that it's homemade peach jam, so it's way better than jar of Smuckers.
Smuckers red raspberry.
And then as far as peanut butter, I'm crunchy.
Oh God!
As a child, I was crunchy, but I think now as an adult, I like the smooth better.
Yeah, the crunchy always screwed me up. I can't do crunchy. I can't. It freaks me out. I think it's the texture.
Do you eat peanuts?
Yeah, I do love peanuts.
Because I know my brother, if he ever shows up for the show in the future, he doesn't like nuts of any kind. Mm-hmm. Mainly because he just doesn't like that texture.
That's not what he told me.
Oh, wait. There might be one specific type of nut, but that's something completely different.
A penis nut?
D's are his favorite.
I like cashews. I like I like going to the baseball game and getting a bag of peanuts. Remember when we used to go to places?
Bag of what? You got a bag of what at the baseball game?
Penises.
Oh, were they real or gummy or?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, assorted variety.
They're like the circus candy. It's like that. Circus peanuts. Circus penises. I love this peanut butter talk. Thanks, guys. This is
Yeah.
exciting.
Peanut butter
All
is
right.
exciting.
I
Peanut
like this
butter
next-
is the number one food product in the world.
Okay.
I mean, you can put peanut butter on anything, and it
I-
would be better than without peanut butter on it.
I do declare that I like in the mornings toasting bread and then putting peanut butter on it for like a breakfast meal. That is good.
Steak and eggs and peanut butter, great breakfast meal.
I'm a big steak and eggs person in the morning.
Big fan of that, but
Cold pizza with peanut butter.
Oh
Perfect.
no, I got a microwave pizza. I can do
all
pizza.
right,
In the morning.
we are moving on from this. This is getting too weird. All right, from Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg. Greg says you are in charge of programming one night of television, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. for network TV for the upcoming fall season. Which shows do you put on?
I think the caveat here is that where you can pick any show in history, I think, and pretend it's like a newer show or something like that.
Oh, so okay. I'm like, are they asking for type of shows?
Yeah, I think you can pick specific. Brian's going to pick 87 different Quibi shows, so he's got a lot of shows on that night from 8 to 11.
No, my programming is as follows. From 8 to 8:30, King of Queens. From 8:30 to 9, Kevin Can Wait. From 9 to 10, Friday Night Lights. And from 10 to 11, Justified.
Wow. Okay. I like that.
So I suppose the caveat here is, am I trying to put together a lineup that will make ratings and make money, or am I just putting together what I want to watch for 3 hours?
It just says that you are in charge of the programming for one night of TV. Which shows do you choose?
So, Jeff, you want to make sure that you can beat Brian's ratings right now. And we'll have the fans vote on this one.
Oh, well, I probably won't beat Brian. Because, well, like, number one, I'd start with, like, Community.
Ugh.
And I probably have Parks and Rec in there, but I haven't figured out what order to put those in yet.
Okay.
Because that was one of my favorite nights of television ever, was when Community and Parks and Rec were on the same night. I would throw Lost in there. That was fun. I really liked that. That would probably be 9 to 10, or 10 to 11.
Lost is 10 to 11. Okay. And then what did you have? Community and Parks and Rec?
Community and Parks and Rec.
Okay.
You've got an hour to fill.
I got an hour to fill. Jason, come back to me.
Okay, so I'm going to start at 8 o'clock, news radio. Love some news radio. 8:30, The Office. I'm going to put The Office in there. 9 o'clock, Seinfeld, because I do love me some Seinfeld in that. The 9:30 to 10, I'm still having a gap. I'm trying to figure out what comedy, because I would like to do a 2-hour block of comedy. I'm not really sure what I could do for that half hour. So I'm going to have to come back to that. And then from 10 to 11 is Firefly.
Oh!
Took that from you, Jeff.
You took it from me. Oh, man.
Taking Firefly. You know what? Fine. No, 9:30. Yeah, I'm keeping Firefly, but 9:30 to 10, Sports Night. There you go.
Oh, yeah, you'll do Sports Night. I'd watch your night of television, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you. What's your 9 to 10 show, Jeff? What do you got?
This is tough.
Riverdale?
Hell no. I think 9 to 10 will be the comedies that I already mentioned.
Okay. Community and Parks and Rec.
8 to 9. I think I would have to like put on like The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis.
Oh, that's a good one.
From 8 to 8:30.
Could you do Gilligan's Isle after that?
No, I don't think I want Gilligan's Isle. I don't need a double header of Bob Denver here. But let's see. What is that great half hour that I want to put at 8:30?
Duet? No, not duets.
The Adventures of Beans Baxter. You want me to go with
Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Scrubs.
Scrubs. Yeah, you're
Scrubs
Scrubs
would be a good one.
Sledgehammer.
Oh, happy endings.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you got Toby Gillis, Happy Endings, Community, Parks and Rec, and then what was your 10 to 11? Lost?
Lost.
Okay. And I have News Radio, The Office, Seinfeld, Sports Night, and Firefly. That's mine. And Brian, what's your crappy one from 8 to 9?
8 to 8:30 is King of Queens. 8:30 to 9 is Kevin Can Wait.
Okay.
9 to 10 is Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 to 11 is Justified.
Okay. That's a good one. I like that show. I like that competition there. I like that. That's a good question.
Well, he's got 4 of his 5 shows that I've never really watched. So.
Okay. Let's see here.
Wait, you only picked 4 shows, didn't you? 3 of your 4 shows I didn't watch. So I don't know if they're good or not.
That King of Queens is awful. Let's see here. What else we got here, Brian?
All right, from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. The Kansas City Royals have a cardboard cutout of Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's in their stands. What fictional character would you put in a seat for your favorite baseball team?
Oh.
I would put Orbity from the Jetsons.
Oh, I loved Orbity.
Oh my God, Orbity was a piece of crap.
I loved Orbity.
He was like the Scrappy Doo of the Jetsons. Come on.
No. Rosie was a Scrappy Doo of the Jetsons.
No, Rosie was there from the beginning, not added to try and bring young viewers and keep it fresh. Orbity was the great kazoo of the Jetsons.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm going to add the great kazoo then to mine.
That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool to put the great kazoo on the seats. But
I mean, you're going that or a treant, and I kind of like the kazoo. I like the great kazoo, so I'm going with that. Brian, who are you going with?
So what I put down, these aren't for my favorite baseball team, but these are 2 that I would put in stands.
Okay.
I would put Henry Rowengartner in the Cubs stadium.
Oh.
And then I would put Marky Mark's character from The Other Guys, Terry Hoyts, in the Yankee stadium. Because he shot Jeter.
That might be a fun thing to do. Put like Ben Affleck in Yankee Stadium, wearing a Yankee hat.
Did you
see to screw Ben Affleck?
Did you see Cincinnati Reds? A guy put in his sonogram picture of his baby, and the problem is it's the cardboard body, and then the face is a sonogram picture of him and his wife's future kid, and it's really creepy looking. Like it's all in color, and then you have the black and white like squiggly thing, and it was kind of creepy. And they're like, "We're still looking for it. It's down third base line, front row though." How much is that? Did they say for the Reds?
$75.
$75.
That really wouldn't be bad.
All of the money goes to the Reds Community Fund.
Should we get to? I think we should do a HOBI one.
I believe they're done taking.
Damn.
I'm not sure though, but I know my Erica and I did one for her uncle that just passed. He was an usher for the Reds for like 15 years, so we paid to get one done of him.
Nice.
So,
did they put it in yet?
I haven't gotten the email that it's been put in yet. So, but I did it. I did it the first day that they went on sale. So, and that's been a couple weeks now. So,
but that's okay because come September, the Reds are going to have real fans in the stands.
Maybe. Okay, fine. So we can't do the HOBI sponsored fan at the Reds game, the cardboard cutout. Fine. We'll just go back to sponsoring the streetcar in Cincinnati that goes 3 miles. Fine. The History of Bad Ideas presents the streetcar. Okay, fine. We'll do it. Just put the wrap in.
Damn it. No.
I don't think Brian paid the bills on that.
I didn't. I used our stimulus money elsewhere.
What? Damn it. Oh yeah, did we loan somebody $2 million for that last week or a couple weeks ago? I think we did. We're fine. What else we got?
All right. Moving on here from the Cinema Guys. Which will actually get released first? Winds of Winter or New Mutants?
New Mutants. It's getting released August 28th.
Right.
Okay. New Mutants is done. Winds of Winter isn't. So somewhere along the lines, even if it's in foreign countries who were smart enough to, knock COVID in the balls, we'll at least get to see New Mutants.
I don't think New Mutants is done. I don't think it's completed. I have not seen this movie, and I have not seen it being released. Maybe they're still cutting it. They're still editing.
I've seen several trailers for it. I think they're ready to release it.
Yeah, but
on August 28th.
Yeah, but the troll guy who does Lord of the Rings or what Winds of Winter, that R.R. Helbert guy, he said that he's almost done a couple times too. That's like a book trailer. The author saying that it's the same thing.
He never said he was almost done.
Yeah, he said it was going to be done this year.
No, he never even promised that.
He said that 3 years ago that he's hoping 2020 is when it was done. And then COVID hit and he has to stay home, so he had to write it. So it was tough for him. God. Okay, Jeff.
If he finishes the book because COVID made him stay at home, maybe something good will come out of COVID.
COVID or Winds of Winter?
Well, I'd rather take Winds of Winter than COVID.
Okay. I guess that wouldn't be a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying
okay.
Never getting Winds of Winter or having COVID? Is that
so? Back in April, doing COVID or was pretty funny because we were like, this, we didn't think it was gonna, be this gigantic fucking disaster that's gonna last like 4 years. So
they said 2022.
Yeah, right. So 2024. So it'll be another election cycle of all of this.
Hey, the Russians have a vaccine. This will be over in weeks.
All right.
I'm sure the Russians are caring and sharing people. I'm sure they'll give it to everybody in the world.
Well, the vaccine they have, they probably will, since it's worthless. I mean, it's perfect.
They actually only have one dose, and Putin got it. So everyone else can get it, but not him.
Oh, good. Seth Jones now has clocked the most ice time in a game in NHL history.
How long?
64 minutes.
No, that's nothing. Ric Flair's gone longer than that in a wrestling match. He's fine.
No, that was Billy Kidman.
Oh, God. No, Billy Kidman was just in 7 matches totaling 22 minutes.
Oh.
WCW.
All right. Finishing this up from Professor Number 1 at Doctor Number 1. You have to pick one sitcom in the last 20 years to reboot. Which one do you choose?
I would say Community just to make it good. That's
if I'm rebooting something, I'm probably going to reboot something that wasn't good and try to make it good.
Yeah.
So, Two Broke Girls. No.
Sunnyside. That just got canceled.
Not just. That was canceled a while ago. Oh, Carol's Second Act. Let's reboot that and make it good.
Okay,
I don't know why. I watched every episode of that. It was a terrible show. It wasn't funny, but there was just that glimmer that they can do it. They can. There's something there. They just have to figure it out. And they went an entire season and never figured it out. I'm rebooting that, and we're going to do it right. We'll do Carol's third act. Boom.
I'm doing.
What was her first act, though? Everybody loves Raymond?
Well, I suppose, then her second act would have been, what the hell was the name of that? The Middle.
The Middle, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Carol's fourth act?
I'm going to reboot 2 different ones. I'm going to do Kevin Can Wait and put a real actor in there. Maybe put Kevin Kline in there. Kevin Kline Can Wait. All right. I like that one. But I think that could be good. And now I forgot what the other one was. Fuck. Damn it. I forget. Never mind. See, God sees me. I'm making fun of Kevin James, and now he made me lose my train of thought.
I was about to say, are you going to insult someone else? Is that what?
No, I actually had a really good one on the second one, and I forgot now. Whoops. Brian, what are you rebooting?
I am going to reboot, just because I feel like it would be really relevant right now. Family Ties.
Ah.
You've got the liberal parents and the conservative kids.
I would say I like the choice, but that's been longer than 20 years.
But you know what? We'll give an exception to it.
You're right. You are right.
How about Growing Pains?
Yeah, it was 89, so yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, we don't need to redo Growing Pains. Unless you bring Leonardo DiCaprio in.
No. We reboot Growing Pains, but use Kirk Cameron's real-life beliefs along with Tracy Gould's real-life beliefs and just put them in there. I like this.
Damn it. So neither of the shows that I had we can reboot because they're older than 20 years. So
what was
the other one was Perfect Strangers.
Now I do like that idea, though. I think Perfect Strangers could work. A guy, comes from another country and apparently, has to hide from ICE the entire time. And then they make jokes about that.
Now we're so happy we do the Dance of Joy. Hi.
And then guns bust through the door, say, "Ha, we found you because you did the Dance of Joy."
And they shoot him.
Yeah.
The end.
So he's dead first.
I got another one, Space Force, because whatever they put out on Netflix was awful. You got to be able to reboot that with something better. God, that series was awful.
I'm hoping that they do a second season to. I don't know if they will, but
it got pretty bad reviews.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was just weird. Like it wasn't what you would want out of a Steve Carell comedy.
No.
Like, I don't know, it was weird. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, making fun of Trump and Space Force. But I don't know, it was weird.
He got 3. Who scored? Who scored, Jeff?
Oh, nobody. I just had an idea of something to reboot.
Steve Carell got $2 or $3 million per episode in that series. So what are you doing, Jeff? What's rebooting?
Let's reboot the. I think that was the. What are their names? South Park guys. Didn't they do Trey Parker and Matt Stone? Didn't they do That's My Bush?
Oh God, yeah, they did. Yeah. What are you going to do? That's my Trump now?
Yeah, now let's do it for modern day. So yeah.
Oh, that's my Biden. Okay, Jeff, give me some news of the geek music.
It's time for another installment of the news of the geek.
Ren and Stimpy. I had this on the thing. I asked Brian to put this on the outline because of Blake, but
you idiot.
You thought Blake would show up? Ha ha ha.
I think we're just going to keep telling him that he needs to come to the Bob Studios. Maybe he'll be on the show more then. Just come on over.
If he's coming, then I'll be there.
Oh, damn it. Everyone's coming then. Damn it. Also the name of my sex tape. Ren and Stimpy is one of the most influential animated shows of the past several decades. But the man who created it has been accused of sexual harassment and inappropriate behavior towards underage girls and just being a creep. In the first trailer for Happy Happy Joy Joy, the documentary, we see that the documentary creators aren't going to gloss over John Carol's legacy. Crickafalusis? I'm going Crickafalusi. Is that his name?
I'm trying. I can't remember how his name is pronounced, and now I'm on the wrong.
Great! It doesn't get easier for me.
Where's his name? No, it doesn't.
Directors Ron Cicero and Chemo Easterwood promise an honest and direct look at what Crickfalusi brought to the world of animation.
Crickfalusi? I'd say Crickfalusi, but I can't guarantee that's right either.
With reports of failing to deliver episodes on time and fostering a hostile work environment. Well, if he's hitting on underage girls, I'm sure it's not the best work environment. According to the documentary, description will address the allegations of sexual misconduct. There we go. They were first brought to light in 2018 by BuzzFeed. where I get all my news, and included an admission that Krikafalasi had engaged in a relationship with a 16-year-old girl. It's clear from the trailer that the folks who worked on Ren and Stimpy have great respect for the show and how it's influenced the world of animation, but it's hard to rectify that with the knowledge that the person who created it was responsible for so much pain, creepiness, and suffering.
The Lightning scored a goal.
Yeah, but they still have to play the rest of the period, so Columbus gets to score again, right?
Yeah, no, this is sudden death. I thought.
Oh. And what does Tampa get to victory out of? They get to play in 16 hours. No, another game.
I think they get a day off. I think
they get a day off, I think. Yeah. Happy Joy is set to come out August 14th. And then just as this was going to light, Comedy Central has greenlit a reimagination of the Ren and Stimpy show without original creator John Krikafalasi. Working with Nickelodeon Animation Studio, the cult series will join South Park, the Beavis and Butthead reboot, and the Daria spinoff Jody in the network's adult animation push.
I missed the Daria spinoff.
That's interesting. I was never a big Ren and Stimpy fan. Full disclosure there. I'm not. I never understood why it was so funny. I just didn't get it. I understand
you're too young to understand it.
Maybe I was, Jeff.
I don't know. As a college-age person when it came out, I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
But then again, that's before you really had adult-themed cartoons, where your adult-themed cartoons were like the Flintstones. So it was really the first one to really be a cartoon that wasn't necessarily for kids, even though it was on Nickelodeon and kids watched it.
I do remember that there was a lapse in new episodes coming out. I remember the news that Nickelodeon was not happy, or who did that one. Was that Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon did it originally.
Yeah, they were pissed off that they weren't coming out because they would go like a whole year without episodes.
And then eventually they fired him and brought in a new showrunner or something, and those episodes just weren't anywhere near as good.
So, let's see here. Other reboot news. Animaniacs is being rebooted, Jeff.
I heard.
Animaniacs.
We have paid for play contracts. Something. There's baloney in our slacks. We're Animani, totally insane. Ayatollah Khomeini.
I skipped several college classes just to watch that show. Let's see here. Per Loudwire. Yeah! This is up intern's alley. This week in stupidity, an author claims to have recorded the actual voice of Satan. Promoting a new book, of course, Christian author Roderick Millington, that's a fake name, posted a clip of the devil himself allegedly saying, "Come into the fire, come to me." Electronic voice.
I think that was a Dawkins album, if I'm not mistaken. Oh.
That's what he played, was a Dawkins album. EVPs have remained a hotly contested subject in the world of paranormal research for years. TV shows like Ghost Hunters have publicly showcased EVPs, not EVH, gatherings and findings, often manipulating frequencies to reveal, in quotes, a disembodied voice calling out from the great beyond. Whether or not you believe in the paranormal, the voice of Satan recording posted by Millington will cause you to raise an eyebrow. Quote, I like eyebrows. Quote, I will own up straight away to the fact that until recently, I was one of the cynics, sure you were, who laughed at those who believe in the devil. The author begins, then I heard the voice, and everything changed.
The voice is what did it. Oh, so maybe I should listen to the voice, and then maybe I'll...
It actually wasn't a bad voice. He's like, hey, how are you? Come to Satan. Come into the fire. Come to me. We got soap.
It's Satan. We have cookies.
Yep. Let's see. As I sat at my desk trying to take in the fact that I am faking this, that I may have been directly spoken to by Satan, after a time, my breath came back and my mind grew more lucid, and I knew what I had to do. This book is the result. Right. That book is called The Devil's Playground, and go screw yourself. And it features 21 supposed EVP recordings of demons, along with Satan himself. Do you think he starts with like a low level demon and then just keeps going up higher and higher, like gets a high, like a colonel, a general, like, and then he gets to Satan? I'm kind of wondering about that.
So you're saying he works his way up to Satan. Satan doesn't just come right out.
Yeah, the first one is like the private demon, and then it's like the second one is what's after a private. First class demon. Corporal demon. Yeah, I think so. However, you don't have to purchase the book. That's good because I'm not. To hear Satan's voice, all you have to do is click. Oh, there's a link on this Loudwire article, and scroll down into the "Come into the Fire, Come to Me" web player.
I did do that.
Oh, okay.
And I have no fucking idea what this guy's talking about.
Can you understand what he's saying?
No. And the clip that they play is like 3 seconds long.
Come into the fire. Come.
No, it was like very close. Yes, very close.
Maybe you should have slowed it down. I should have
played it backwards.
Because Rock and Metal.
Nickelback.
Rock and Metal have a rich history of audio fuckery with religious types, eager to find reverse and subliminal messages hidden in songs. Led Zeppelin was accused of hiding the message, "He will give you 666" in a song, which actually was deciphered as "He will give you a 69." It was a 69. It was misinterpreted. While Judas Priest and Ozzy Osbourne were taken to court following the death of fans. No band was ever convicted of a crime. Well, this was after comic books were, persecuted in the, media too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, comic books in the 40s to early 50s were the bad guys, and well, you guys probably know firsthand, about the satanic panic of Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s.
Yes, very much so. It took us a long time to recover from that. Brian and I's original Dungeons Dragons shops, we got Dungeons, actually went folded in the early 80s because of that. Because there was too many people protesting outside. We could never open the doors. Oh, well, the gate. Actually, the gate.
The portcullis would not raise.
Yes. So, what are you playing?
That was Come Into the Fire.
Oh, do it again. Nope, nothing.
That was not what he said it was.
It sounded like people talking on the walkie-talkies.
Yeah. It didn't even sound like people talking. It sounded like steel being bent in a factory.
Yep.
Maybe he was watching Forged into Fire.
Forged in Fire. Oh, that was probably it.
Let's see here.
No, Forged in Fire.
Right now, the New Mutants still has an August 28th release date, though it's still somewhat difficult to imagine that happening because they haven't completed the film. Fans noticed that some international marketing teams had replaced August 28th with "coming soon." And there's now evidence of further delays. 2 theater chains in Thailand are now advertising a September 3rd release, as are Russia and Denmark. Jeff, pick one of those countries. Where do you want to go?
Denmark. Wait, which countries are letting Americans in?
None.
Mexico and Turkey. Are they
Costa Rica?
I don't think Costa Rica is letting Americans in.
New Zealand does, but you have to stay in quarantine in one of their facilities for 14 days.
I'll do it.
All day long. They did get their first case after 102 days today. They had 4 cases today. It was a family, I believe. So
who came back into the country, I'm guessing?
No, they did not.
Wow. So they need to track down who brought it to them.
It was in Auckland. And they literally, because of these 4 people, they shut down Auckland.
I did see Auckland was in the news, yeah.
Yep. And then the rest of the country is on level 2, basically saying, please don't go out unless you really have to, blah, blah, blah. Auckland was basically like, don't go out unless you need groceries. So they're recommending everything. So, meanwhile,
we'll figure it out one of these days.
Those New Zealanders, man, they're losing it over there. They got 4 cases. Jeez. The hell was that?
That's my telephone. I'm going to step out for a second here. If I can figure out how to.
1940s called. They want their phone back. Oh, whatever. Let's see here. Network promo space. Hey, give a listen to the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. You should. They talk about all things geeky with a Pittsburgh slant. So that's good or bad. Yeah, I don't know which one you want. Everything I learned from movies. Take a listen to them. They're great. They Steve and Izzy. They're doing Nicktoberfest. Nope, Nick August. That's what it is. So because we're in August now. And I was on their show a couple weeks ago for Gone in 60 Seconds, which may be in our top 5. I don't know. And there you
Check
go.
out another podcast called A Film By. It is,
what is that?
A new and upcoming. I think they've only put out a couple, maybe 3 episodes. My cousin and one of his buddies just started, where they basically will pick. They'll decide on a filmmaker for their episode, and then they'll debate movie. They'll talk about different movies that director or filmmaker have done. So
Okay.
they're just getting going, and I listened to the first 2 episodes. So
Are they local? Are they Cincinnati?
yeah,
Okay.
they're local.
And also September 12th, keep that date in mind. We might have some news on some stuff that we're working on with the cinema guys. So that should be coming up in a week or so. We'll be laying some information out about that. Some good stuff. You know what, Brian? Let's see. So while we wait for Jeff, let's try to replace him. Let's see. Who do we have that we could call? I'm going to call Neil. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if anyone else is there. You know what? How about this? Hope they're not making a new show. We're going to call Steve Condrick from Everything I Learned from Movies. Oh, Jeff's back. Damn it.
Oh, you can still call Steve. I don't know.
We are. We're also calling Neil. We're just trying to fill in.
Oh, okay.
Steve's going to send something back. I'm recording. But anyway, let's see here. Jeff, we're waiting for you for the box office news. Let me get you some music. Ready? Box office news.
All right. Well, the box office news and report. I suppose we're going straight to the top 5 again because that's the only thing to do during the COVID sweats. I don't know. Number 1, The Tax Collector made $317,000 in its opening weekend on an unknown budget.
I actually watched the trailer for this. It's the Shia LaBeouf movie.
Okay.
It looks awesome.
I heard mixed reviews. I heard some people say it was complete shit. I heard people say it was bad, but Shia was good in it. I heard people say they really loved it. So I don't know.
They are looking at Shia for Human Torch in the new Fantastic Four. Oh, no. I'm sorry, not him. Iceman in the X-Men.
Yeah,
Marvel.
okay. I'm about to say it was an X-Men, not a Human
My
Torch.
bad.
Yeah. I don't know if I could see him as Iceman, but oh well. Then again, I think I personally should play Iceman.
Why?
Because I want to.
Oh, okay.
Why not? I want the money.
Sure. Eternals is supposedly bringing X-Men into the Marvel universe. So, there you go. What else, Jeff?
Number 2, The Rental made $123,744. That's a total of $1,178,476 on an unknown budget.
Okay.
Followed by that, we have The Big Ugly made $77,000, a total of $451,550 on an unknown budget.
Okay.
Following that, we have Made in Italy made $34,481 in its opening weekend on an unknown budget. And in 5th place, Juvenile Delinquents made a total of $8,054 in its opening weekend on an unknown budget.
I do like that there's no old school movies like last week.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean, at least they did that.
Now, does that mean the old school movies just made less than 8,000 each?
I think last week was a big week for old movies that came out. So I think they've been doing it. I know my local drive-in has been doing classic film each week. So maybe last week was just all the drive-ins did classic films.
Okay, that got my attention.
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't trying to get our attention, right?
I was not. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Wait. What do you got for coming up, Jeff?
Coming up, released August 14th, 2 weeks before the New Mutants come out, we have Fatima.
A trial of faith unfolds at the apex of World War I when secrets are revealed to three courageous Portuguese children through a series of apparitions while their doubting family and aggressive government officials try to silence them. It stars Stephanie Gill, Goran Visenik, Harvey Keitel, Sonia Braga, and Alba Baptista. I don't think I did too bad on those names. Look at that.
Well, you screwed up Goran Vishevich's name. But
besides that, come on, give me a break here. Give me a break. What else?
I sure deserve it. It's time I made it to the top. Oh, I'm sorry. You got me singing Nell Carter here. Also coming out, we've got the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run.
Yes, SpongeBob movie. I don't know. I don't have anything else on it. It's a SpongeBob movie.
It's a SpongeBob movie. Is this even a new one, or?
Yeah, it is. It's
okay.
Let me get this here. It's SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. SpongeBob and Patrick travel to the lost city of Atlantic City to solve the mysterious kidnapping of Gary the Snail. They soon prove that there's Gary. They soon prove that there's nothing stronger than the power of friendship as they encounter danger and delight at every turn. Keanu Reeves, Tom Kenny, Aquafina, Clancy Brown. Oh yeah, he does Krabs.
Yeah, he does Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Lawrence, and Snoop Dogg. There you go. So that's I didn't know if it was going to be released or not. It says as of now. Oh no, it got pushed back in the United States. It's being released in Canada this week, but in the United States it got pushed back.
Oh, Canada.
So if you want to go to Canada and watch it, well, we're not allowed in. Never mind. Damn it.
If I can convince someone with one of the hockey teams, can I get in?
Yes. Just say you're Patrick Roy. Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, I'll say I'm Patrick Roy. That'll get me in.
I work for Tim Hortons. Let me in.
Hey.
Here's some donuts. What else we got?
Also coming out, we have Represent.
Filmmaker Hilary Batchelor Durr follows three women as they run for political office in the heart of the American Midwest. That's all I got.
Is this a documentary or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We also have Spree.
Is that
about the candies?
Sprees.
It is
thirsty for a following, a rideshare driver has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. Let's see here. It's a black comedy.
He kills people.
Yeah. Follows a social media obsessed ride-hail driver played by Joe Keery. John DeLuca, Lala Kent.
Keery. Why do I know that name, Joe Keery?
David Arquette.
He plays Steve in Stranger Things.
Okay. That's why I know the name. Thank you.
And Misha Barton. There you go.
David Arquette. And then it's got a couple SNL cast members in it as well.
I'm going to say Killing Spree.
Or maybe it's a giving away money spree.
Sure.
Or it's a smile spree. I smile at you, you smile back. We keep this going.
We got the next one.
Oh, and then also coming out. I thought that said boy. So the Bay of Silence.
Well, this is a uplifting one. Will believes his wife, Rosalind, is innocent of their son's suspected murder, only to discover the devastating truth behind her past links her to another unsolved crime. It stars Olga Kurylenko, Claire's Bang, Brian Cox. Okay, COVID has been really good for Brian Cox because he's had like 4 movies come out since COVID started. Let's see here. Alice Krige and Carolyn Goodall. So there you go.
Well, I think you got Goodall pronounced right anyway.
Yeah, I think I did one. So we got 2 more.
We've got Sputnik.
Summoned to a secluded research facility, a controversial young doctor examines a cosmonaut who returned to Earth with an alien parasite inside of him. Oh, damn it. Cast includes Oksana Akanshina. Wasn't too bad. Frodor Bondarchuk. Peter Fyodor. Pavel Ustinov, Anton Vasilov, and Vasily Zotov.
Oh, thank you for putting this one in the outline this week.
Okay. Screw you. Screw you, Brian. Stop putting these movies in.
And then last and, maybe least, I don't know. We have In the Life of Music.
Love, war, and music transformed the lives of a Cambodian family over the course of 3 decades. Ah, son of a bitch. It doesn't have the cast in it. Oh, wait. No, it does. Damn it.
Ugh.
Hold on. Ellen Wong. Oh, I got that one.
Oh, yeah. You can read those.
Arnchorn Pond. Syrian Chia. Radanik Ben. There you go. Not as bad. Who knew the Russian one would be worse? Jeff, I did have something for you earlier. James Gunn was talking about doing an X-Men film and who he would bring to the Marvel Universe. You're the X-Men fan. So
James Gunn's... All right, so this is who James Gunn wants. Okay.
I don't know some of these. Dupe? Who's Dupe?
Oh, Dupe was in Ecstatics. He was that floating green blob. That was...
Slimer?
He looked like Slimer.
Okay. Phantom X?
Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Wow, that was a terrible... I never liked I don't even quite understand what he was. Something from the future and his... what do you call it? His nervous system is separate from him or something.
That sounds odd.
It got a little goofy there. Wow, these are where James Gunn wants to go, is Dupe and Phantom X.
Kitty Pryde.
Well, I like that one.
Storm.
Okay.
And Wolverine.
Those 5? He wants to center the movie around those 5?
Yes. And he said,
wow.
And he said, because Gail Simone is the one writing the new X-Men team, comic books, and she's like, who's your 5 that you would put in a movie or, that? And he's like, if Dupe doesn't count, I don't want to play this game. So, they just showed a picture on this article. Yeah, that's Slimer. That is Slimer. Let's see. So, there you go. I just wanted to get your... I did start watching X-Men, the animated series again. I picked it up after 5 episodes. And I had a couple of them on in the background while I was working. God, those are bad.
It didn't age that well.
No.
I mean, it's slightly better than Super Friends.
Maybe, but it doesn't have Apache Chief in it.
So not as good as Super Friends.
Correct. Top 5. Somebody give me top 5 music.
Top 5.
Top 5 is from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. He has name your top 5 favorite movies from the year 2000.
From the year 2000.
That's a good one, Jeff.
Sure,
Brian,
we weren't anywhere close to on the same cadence or.
I'm going to disagree on that one. Let's see here. Brian, you go first.
All right, starting off number 5, Almost Famous.
Okay.
Honorable mention. I thought I was going to make my list, but I found 5 ahead of it when I looked at an alphabetical list of movies released that year. I'm like, Almost Famous, well, that'll be on my list. And then I found at least 5 that I put ahead of it. But good movie.
Brian or Jeff, what was yours? Number 5.
My number 5 is Frequency.
You know what? That's my number 5.
All right.
Jim Caviezel. Is it he goes back in the past, right? He finds a ham radio and is able to talk to his dad who died.
His dad died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're talking over a ham radio from through time.
And it was a mystery. And
it was better than, say, like the Lake House with the magical mailbox. The ham radio was much better. The Aurora Borealis kind of screwed things up. And
Frequency was actually a TV show on CW that did not do well.
No, I never did watch it, so I can't say one way or another.
I think I saw the first episode, and that was about it. That was good. Number 5 for me was Frequency. Number 4 for me was The Contender, Joan Allen.
That was number. What did I hit out on my list? 3. That was number 3 for me.
Love that movie. She's going to be a vice presidential candidate, and then it came out that she may have participated, God forbid, in college in a threesome.
Yeah, she might have done something immoral, and she wouldn't address the issue.
Correct. And I like spoilers. It's 20 years old. That she never addresses it. She never says if it was true or not. And that was the whole point. She's like, it shouldn't matter.
I think it actually came out that it wasn't even true. And he asked her, it's like, well, why didn't you?
That's right.
Well, why didn't you say? She goes, because it shouldn't matter.
That's right. That's what it was. Really well done. John Malkovich plays a good bastard in it. He plays a young Mitch McConnell.
Is that Jeff Daniels?
Yes.
That's the president?
Bridges. Jeff Bridges.
Just Bridges.
Oh, no. You know what? I think you are right. That is Jeff Daniels. I'm sorry. Yes. So, my bad. So, that was my number 4. What's your number 4, Jeff?
My number 4 is The Tao of Steve.
What is that?
Small little movie with, that's the first place I ever saw Donald Logue in.
Okay.
And he plays a single guy who, has his, laid back philosophy and, 20-something, overweight, not a great job, but still is getting all the girls because he's got a philosophy of, if you don't pursue them, you will get them.
Okay.
So it was an interesting little movie from the year 2000.
It was Jeff Bridges in The Contender. Jeff Bridges. So, Brian, what's your number 4?
Number 4, Reindeer Games.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Charlize gets topless. That's a positive. Of course, she got topless in everything back then. Bad idea of releasing a Christmas movie in August. That's why I didn't
Die Hard?
No, this one was bad.
Well, yeah, but you said it's a bad idea to release a Christmas movie in August. They did Die Hard.
That's true. Did you really like Reindeer Games?
I loved it.
Really? Okay.
I've seen it probably 10 times.
Okay.
I've never seen it. Never had a desire to see it.
I mean, it's
just
not
doesn't look.
I mean, obviously, it's not a great movie, or
It's
an
enjoyable.
award-winning movie, but it was. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And this is for your favorite movie, so it doesn't have to be award-winning. So
no matter what you say about anything that I say, Jason, shut up.
Hey, you know what? I defend bad movies all the time. Where's The Time Machine? What year was that?
2002.
Oh. Brian, what's your number 3?
Number 3, Gladiator.
Honorable mention.
Good movie. Good movie.
That won awards.
That did win awards. Joaquin Phoenix. Have you seen that film since then? I'm wondering how it holds up. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've seen it last, but it holds up pretty well.
Does it?
And last time I saw it, it held up, but that might have been 8-9 years ago.
Is that Ridley Scott? Directed by Ridley Scott?
I think it is one of the Scotts, if not probably Ridley, because Tony didn't do award-winning movies.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. It is Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jeff, what was your number 3?
My number 3 was The Contender.
Okay. My number 3, I HOBI'd it.
Of course you did.
Both they're animated films, so shut the fuck up.
Oh, I don't think I had any on my list.
Emperor's New Groove, because it was very sarcastic and I really liked it. It made David Spade tolerable. And that was a Disney film that year. And Titan AE, Matt Damon. It was a serious adult film that set in outer space trying to find a new planet. And it was really well done. So I really enjoyed it.
I have technically not seen either of those.
Emperor's New Groove is very highly recommended.
I've seen so many clips from Emperor's New Groove. I think I've probably seen the whole movie, but I've never watched the movie from beginning to end.
Kronk was funny in it, which is a sidekick. So that was my number 3. Number 2, let's see here. I had my number 2. Here you go, Brian. It may not be good, but I enjoyed it. Bring It On. I love Bring It On.
Honorable mention.
Love. Yep. Those aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
This is not a democracy. It's a cheerocracy.
I love Bring It On. It is awesome. Elijah Dushku is
Elijah Dushku. That's
Gabriel Union
right there. Yeah.
Gabriel Union. But who's the other guy? The guy in it, the male.
Jesse
Eisenberg.
No,
not Eisenberg. Palmer.
Spencer Palmer.
He was in Swim Fan.
Oh God.
Jesse Bradford.
Yes, Jesse Bradford.
Oh, Swim Fan, that popular film.
I just remember when Swim Fan came out, I'm like, oh, it's the guy from Bring It On. And I think that's the last time I saw him.
Swim Fan was not good. No. Oh, let's see. What's your number 2, Jeff?
My number 2 is Unbreakable.
Oh, I didn't even know that came out that year. How did I miss that one?
I don't know. It was on my list of.
Well, I'm putting that as an honorable mention. Good job, Jeff. Great film. Brian,
probably the last good M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Signs.
Was not that.
Let's see. My number 2 was The Replacements.
I knew that would be on at least one, if not everyone's list.
That's my number 1. Put it on the board. My number 1 film. Red means stop. God, that's a great film.
It is.
I'm sure that would also be on Jim's list, too.
And Doug's. Number 1 fan, Doug's. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. Okay, Brian, what's your number 1?
Number 1, High Fidelity.
Okay. John Cusack, Jack Black.
Todd Luiso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that looks like Scam Jeff.
Tim Robbins.
Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. Tim Robbins.
Who are the chicks in it?
Lisa Bonet.
Oh.
I can't remember her name. That plays his girlfriend Laura. I can't remember her name. Yeah, it's just I've seen that movie probably 25, 30 times.
I've never seen it.
Got the soundtrack on vinyl.
On vinyl?
Yeah.
I think I saw the movie once.
You know what makes this really depressing, Jeff, is Unbreakable. I'm looking at movies of 2000. Top picks for you based on your history. Unbreakable is number 1 on the list. I completely missed it.
You didn't look at the first one. That was the problem.
I went to Emperor's New Groove. What's your number 2? Or number 1, Jeff? I'm sorry.
My number 1 is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I figured that was going to be there. You and your George Clooney fascination.
Yeah, I think it's more of the Coen brothers than Clooney.
You and Solaris.
Well, that was a great movie.
Like raspberry jelly.
So good.
Is this the one with Waffles Forthwith? Is that?
No, Waffles Forthwith. It was
Tommy Knockers.
Tom Hanks in Lady Killers.
Oh, okay. My number one was Replacements. Honorable mention for me was Gone in 60 Seconds. Nicolas Cage. I really enjoy that film.
I thought that might have made your list.
It was up there. It was up there. Contender kind of knocked it off. It was up there though.
Yeah, I was a little surprised Contender made your list. I mean, I know you like it, but I didn't know you top 5 it.
I really enjoyed that film. Really well done. And everybody played their part really good in it. So, anybody else had honorable mentions?
I had a few.
Yeah, those not said yet. Boiler Room. Duets. Keeping the Faith. Memento. And Remember the Titans.
See, Remember the Titans is probably would have been on my list, but I thought everyone was going to say it, so I didn't put it on the list. Because to me, that's probably the best football movie ever made.
Even better than The Replacements?
Two completely separate, different types of football movies. But, let's see. On mine, I had Coyote Ugly. Perfect Storm.
Dancing on the Bar. That was enough.
What was that last one?
The Perfect Storm.
George
that was
Clooney.
A good film. I like that. I enjoyed that.
It was very good. Super depressing.
Yeah. I was not expecting to like that, but I really did.
U-571.
Submarine. Okay.
Submarine movie.
And then, it was at the bottom of the alphabet, but I did kind of mean to put that on my honorable mentions because I did like that movie.
If it was B-57-1 or whatever, you would have had it on the list, Jeff.
K-19, The Widowmaker.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, and Me, Myself, and Irene.
Okay. We had. I apologize. I forgot to put this on our Facebook page, so we did not get as many talks about it. But we had Brian Auer. He had Gladiator, What Women Want, X-Men. No one listed X-Men.
When you look back at it, it's not as good as I probably thought it was when it came out.
No, but it did make the first. It was one of the first ones that pushed it into the new era.
Yeah.
That showed, okay, we can do this. Whole 9 yards. That was enjoyable. And number one, Gone in 60 Seconds. Good job, Brian. Doctor.
I always thought they should have changed the title of What Women Want to Jeff.
Possibly the worst movie I've ever seen in a theater.
What Women Want?
Erica and I both fell asleep twice. And both times we woke up and we had no idea where we were. Tried to catch up with the movie, and then we just left.
Brian, the plot was in the title.
Right.
I will say, I think one of the worst movies I ever saw in the title was also the same year.
What's that?
Dude, Where's My Car?
I guess Brown.
That
was not good.
2 funny lines.
I guess
and
Brown.
None of them, or no, not even funny line. One funny line, one other funny bit, and none of them were done by the leads.
Well, it was Ashton Kutcher, that's why. Let's see here. Was that Sean William Scott too?
Yep.
Oh God, I love Sean William Scott, but woo. Doctor Number One had Rocky and Bullwinkle, Bedazzled. Oh, Bedazzled. A Girl's Affair 45. I don't know what that is. Battlefield Earth and Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble.
That's the David Arquette one.
Yeah.
Niecy. We always love Niecy. Pitch Black. Oh, Vin. Pitch Black was a damn good movie. Meet the Parents.
I haven't seen that one. I saw the sequel, but I never saw the original.
Been a long time since I smelled beautiful. Meet the Parents. She put hilarious. Stop it. Not Meet the Parents.
Probably because I had to watch the sequels to that movie. I really don't like that movie. Maybe based off of Meet the Fockers, but
Jeff, I had to watch those movies with you too.
Little Fockers, anyone?
Miss Congeniality. Oh, Sandy. I say the same thing. Damn, Sandy Bullock.
Okay. Did she pick a bunch of movies that I didn't see the first one, but only saw the sequel? Because I saw Armed and Fabulous, but I never saw the first Miss Congeniality.
You know what, Jeff? I watched Armed and Fabulous with you while you were theater manager, and then years later I saw the first one with my wife at home. Miss Congeniality was very funny. I enjoyed that one.
Is that the one that had the best date ever?
Yes. April, was it 23rd or whatever? It's not too warm.
Can wear a light jacket.
Almost Famous. Oh, Kate. Also, Tiny Dancer. Number 1, Castaway. Hanks nailed the part. So
Wilson did better.
Jeez. Doug, number 1 fan, he had one that I should have had on there. Best in Show. Love Best in Show, the Christopher Guest mockumentaries. Number 4, The Replacements. Number 3, The Replacements. Number 2, The Replacements. Number 1, Fantasia 2000. Just kidding. The Replacements.
Was Fantasia 2000 actually in 2000?
I have no idea. I
know the Blues Brothers 2000 wasn't, so
let's see here. And Cinema Guy said New Mutants in theaters. I get it, because it's been out. It's been waiting for so long. It was supposed to come out in 2000.
You have to explain that to me. I don't get that joke.
Well, you see, Jeff.
Stork. He had no number 5 through 2s, but number 1, Memento, because I don't remember the others.
See, that's why you look them up. Jeez, Stork. I mean, do we have to do all the work for you?
Let's see here. And Kevin,
if he would have just tattooed him on his body, he would have known him.
Kevin, who came up with this one, had honorable mentions. First off, American Psycho, X-Men, and Road Trip, and Memento. I did like Road Trip.
Road Trip was fun.
Yeah. Number 5, 13 Days. Number 4, Meet the Parents. What is with Meet the Parents?
I don't know.
Number 3, Aaron Brockovich.
I've got nipples. Can you milk me?
Number 2, Castaway. And number 1, Brian's movie, Remember the Titans. So there you go. Look at that. Let's see here. And I think that's it. That's all we had. Just give you some ideas on some of the movies that did come out that year that weren't really talked about. Dinosaur, the Disney cartoon.
That came out the year 2000?
Yeah. Scary Movie. The Beach. Let's see here. Little Nicky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I didn't remember seeing like a lot of those on the list unless I just skipped right past them.
The Patriot. Something I watched a couple weeks ago.
Damn you, Roland Emmerich.
Hollow Man. Oh. Let's see here. Just going through these. Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, the worst of the Mission Impossible movies.
Let's see here.
Damn you, John Woo.
Jeff, Charlie's Angels.
That was written on my list originally, but then once my list started getting long, I'm like, I can't really keep Charlie's Angels even as an honorable mention.
And we got a few more sci-fi movies.
But Charlie's Angels did have Cameron Diaz dancing in the short shorts.
Dungeons and Dragons you did not put on your list.
Was that from the year 2000?
Yep, 2000.
I did not see that on my... Well, I must have had a shortened list because I don't remember seeing that.
Just a couple more. Red Planet, The Cell, Supernova. Let's see. Oh, God, the Gary Shandling movie. What Planet Are You From?
I missed one of probably the best movie.
What's that?
I could have put on my list. Get Carter.
Oh, Get Carter. They have comic books, or graphic novels actually, because they're not comic books. They're just in a container. Hardcover graphic novels of the Get Carter series. Really well done. Really well done.
Movie was wasn't very well received or didn't quite get it. any kind of feat. Like, it was very overlooked, I should say. But it was.
I really enjoyed that movie.
I enjoyed it, but it had Stallone in it, so I love it.
I believe that one was. I think that was the graphic novels that came out with it. I think they were just recent, or well, within the last 10 years. Highlander Endgame came out.
Yeah, people stopped caring about Highlander by then.
And Our Lips Are Sealed with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. So
ooh. Apparently, the year 2000 was the year of Piper Perabo, though. I mean, along with Coyote Ugly, she was in The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Is she the Scott Speedman of actresses? She was supposed to be the next big thing and just never did it. Chocolat was out that year, too.
Chocolate came out.
102 Dalmatians.
Oh, God. How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that was not good.
No. Jason and the Argonauts.
Big Mama's House came out that year?
Oh, God. Oh.
The Ladies' Man.
Book of Shadows 2, Blair Witch 2.
Do you remember Kim Basinger's Bless the Child? I remember seeing the trailer for that all the time.
I do not.
Our favorite card game, Sexy Beast, came out that year.
I saw that on the list. I still have yet to actually see that movie, but
The Skulls and Scream 3. So just some of the movies. It's kind of interesting to go back and see that. Leprechaun in the Hood.
Requiem for a Dream came out that year.
I have not seen that, and from what I hear about it, I don't know if I want to.
And
Rules of Engagement, that was really good too.
That was decent.
The first Final Destination.
Yeah. That was good. And What Lies Beneath.
The Flintstones and Vivo Rock Vegas.
Snatch.
Oh yeah, Blake would have had that on his list. You know, the guy that shows up sometimes.
Shanghai Noon. Oh, so many good movies in the year 2000.
Romeo Must Die.
I have not seen Shanghai Noon, but I have seen Shanghai Nights.
Were you totally lost?
I started working in
Traffic
2001, so everything that came out in 2000 they made sequels for. I saw the sequels, but not the original.
Romeo Must Die, an extremely goofy movie. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Jeff.
I missed that. How to Kill Your Neighbor's Dog came out that year. I missed that too.
Okay.
So many good movies.
So, bad idea of the week. Listing every movie from the year 2000. Bad idea number 2000.
Jonathan Lipnicki vehicle, The Little Vampire.
Ooh.
You know, that guy could probably kickbox somebody to outer space. Did you know that?
Yeah. He would kick my head open, split it open like a melon.
So, bad idea number 2000, reading all the movies from the year 2000. Bad idea number 2012, watching a sequel before you saw the original, like Jeff. Let's see. So, that's it this week. No guest this week, so we don't have to plug anything.
Unless you want to plug something, Brian.
Here I did.
Oh,
I did plug something while you stepped away, Jeff.
Okay. So I'll have to listen to find out what you plugged.
To go back in time and answer your house phone from 1950s.
Well, see, I thought I was clever putting that ring on my cell phone because, that's what the phone sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it's not that original because a lot of people fucking do it. So, like, you're out in public and you hear it, and I'm like, my phone's not ringing. Why are you people using my phone ring? You're supposed to have electronic shit.
That's why you use the Chewbacca phone. Oh, that's for my text.
Yeah, so you and my sister have that. So
yeah,
and we don't know who's getting texts when you guys are together.
And then I have the Cantina music as my ringtone from Moss Easley. Some titles for the show. I'm on a podcast. Batteries equal manual labor. Boo This Man.
Boo This Man.
The Intern is on my lawn. When Jeff was trying to kick him off. Back-to-back peanut butter. And that's all I had. So I didn't write anything after listener feedback.
I had Carol's fourth act. Everyone's Coming. The
No.
name of Jason's porn. I spelled it with an O. This is Satan. We have cookies. Private demon. Corporal demon.
I just like Private Demon, just to leave it at that. Private Demon.
We got dungeons.
Oh.
On an unknown budget. Jason tries to read Russian names. And raspberry jelly.
I like the We Got Dungeons.
I actually did not write anything down.
Okay.
But I highlighted 2 words out of the stupid demon paragraph that just stuck out, and it's audio fuckery.
I can't do that.
Well, I mean, if you use the asterisks.
Nope, because that messes up the iTunes thing. I've tried that before. Fuckers. Let's see. They don't like symbols in their titles. They really don't.
Even exclamation points, because that's in every single one of our titles.
No, they need words. They need real world.
Oh wait, I take that back. That's in every one of our titles except one, because I put one up once and forgot the exclamation point.
You did. I like the We Got Dungeons, even though it was a sad time for Brian and I when we lost our Dungeons & Dragons store. I kind of like the We Got Dungeons.
I liked We Got Dungeons, the name of your store.
Back-to-back peanut butter is pretty good, too.
I do like back-to-back peanut butter. Jeff, what you pick?
Back-to-back peanut butter is one of those that will make people think, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
Where We Got
That's
Dungeons.
what we're all about.
Yeah, where We Got Dungeons, anybody who listens, they're like, oh, that's Jason.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's
listen.
That's Jason talking about
making
Dungeons and
fun of
Dragons again. Okay.
Right.
So I can go with
Back-to-back Dungeons it is. No. Back-to-back peanut butter.
Oh.
Whatever.
Jason tries to figure out the title of the show.
I'm having a stroke.
Or
Okay.
Back-to-back peanut butter.
There you go. Thank you.
Gotta go up at the end.
Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.